How would you like to get a car for free? Of course you do. Everyone does. This is going to be one of my favorite videos because I love finance, as you know from my channel, but I also love cars. So this is going to be interesting because I'm going to walk you through and show you depreciation of cars, how to compare the cars, the overall cost of the cars, and then I'm going to show you how to think rich, what they do, the wealthy, and how you can actually end up with a free car if you do it right. Now, some of you may not know this, but if you look at depreciation curves of cars, you'll see that they usually lose most of their value in the first 3 years, sometimes the first 5, but mainly the first 3 years. So if you wait a couple years to pick up an automobile, a lot of the depreciation is already gone, so it won't cost you as much. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Welcome to my channel. I have videos on how to get out of debt, how to invest for your future, because I always say that government doesn't care about you, banks don't care about you, and to achieve ultimate freedom, you have to be financially free. So think like the rich. So in this case, knowing that vehicles depreciate, in other words, you buy a $40,000 car, and in the first 3 years, if it loses 30%, right, it's going to lose about $13,000. But the next couple of years don't depreciate as fast. So if you wait a couple years and pick something up, it won't depreciate as fast. Let me show you the example, and I'll put up here the website so that you can see how to do this yourself with different brands. But I chose these on purpose because at the end, I'm going to show you how to think like a rich person. Maybe you're already rich. I'm going to be even wealthier. If you don't already do this, you might want to. So here's what we did. I'm going to give 3 examples. The cars are all 3 years old. I've got 3 cars, and this is 2024 at the time of making the video, so these are 2021 cars. So we're choosing to pick up cars that are 3 years old. We're going to own them for 4 years. So in other words, what if you bought one of these 3 cars, and you kept it for 4 years? It's 3 years old, you keep it for 4 years, you put around 10,500 miles. Why these numbers matter is because, as you see on this website where you can do this yourself, you have to put in how many miles you're going to drive, how old is the car, etc. And it shows you the depreciation. It also shows you the maintenance. And over that period of time, every year, depending upon the age of the car, the insurance. So let me show you what we did here. First car, a Mercedes E-Class 2021. Used is going to be about $45,000. Now, why did I pick that car? Because a lot of people like to buy cars that they may or may not really fit their budget, but they want to, fake it before they make it, so to speak. This car, the Mercedes E-Class, will depreciate during that 4 years that you keep it, $11,604. During that time, on average, these are average numbers, it's going to be about $2,700 in maintenance and about $12,000 in insurance. It's an expensive vehicle. The total cost over the 4 years will be $26,304. I'm doing a simplistic comparison. I'm not using loans with interest. So in other words, you buy it for $45,000. You keep it for 4 years. You drive 10,500 miles a year and you sell it. You'll get back an amount of money. You'll lose $11,600. You'll have spent this much. The total is $26,304. So for that 4 years, what was the cost to operate that vehicle per month? I wrote week here, that's wrong. Per month, $548. So now your car payment, you bought it, you did the maintenance, paid the insurance, you sold it, it ends up averaging $548 a month. Apples to apples. Now, and I picked these for a reason, I'll tell you why at the end. Camry 2021 costs about $22,000. It's going to depreciate a little over $5,000. Of course, it's depreciating less than the Mercedes. The Mercedes costs more. Maintenance is significantly less. Insurance is significantly less. And the total is about $12,000. What does it cost per month for that Camry? $255. The Corolla. I picked Corolla because Toyota in general, I believe, is the number 1, if not 2 or 3 car brands in terms of reliability. Toyota, Lexus, same brand, and I think Porsche are usually the top 3. So $20,000 on a Corolla. I picked Corolla because out of most of the cars, I believe it's the Corolla and the Tundra, or maybe the 4Runner, probably Tundra, that keep a lot of their value. They don't depreciate much. This thing only depreciated over the 4 years that you would keep it $1,800. They keep their value well. That's why it's so much more expensive to get one used. Maintenance is about $1,000, makes sense. Insurance for some reason was $8,000, not sure why. Maybe it's a smaller car, it's easier to damage, I don't know. But that came out from the website. Total over those 4 years would have cost you $10,873, $226 a month. Clearly, this is the least. Now, before you go, you're going to want to see this, because you might be thinking, well, that's not a huge difference, right? I could drive this Mercedes instead of this Corolla and look at the difference. But what if you took that money, the extra, remember this is $26,000 total over 4 years, this is $10,000. So that's $16,000. If, for sake of argument, you could afford this one, but you bought this one, you would have an extra $16,000, and this you would have an extra $0. What would you do with the $16,000? Let me show you what the rich do. So if you've seen my other videos that I put out, especially every Friday, I go over the fact that dollars go down in value and assets go up in value. So what if you took this $16,000 and bought some assets, like stocks or ETFs that provide dividends? I'll show you the example. So here you go. I love this. So as I just showed before I erased the board, you had an extra $16,000. So in the first 4 years, you could take that $16,000 either at the very end or during, however you're accumulating it. And if you put it into, there are ETFs, for example, there's one called QILD, got a video on that, but it provides 10% a year, and it actually pays out monthly. $16,000 at 10% is going to yield you $1,600 a year, or $133 a month. So you buy that Corolla, you keep it for 4 years. You then buy another Corolla, and you keep that one for 4 years. Now, at the end of this 8 years, it's not that long of a time. I say that because I'm super old, so 8 years is not much to me. You have $32,000 because you bought that Corolla, and you could afford the Mercedes, but you decided to invest that money. Your $32,000 at 10% is providing $3,200 a year, or $267 a month. Do you remember what the Corolla cost? The Corolla cost you $226 a month. So what do? You buy another Corolla. And the money you have invested is paying for your Corolla. You're going to make $267. It costs you $226. Looks like you've got $41 a month for gas too. What is this? This is a free car. Think like the rich. Why would you save that money over time? So you can buy assets, so they can pay you dividends, so you can get a free car. I've done this in a simplistic manner. Of course, you're being taxed on the dividends. It may only be 5, 15, or 20%, but there will be some taxes involved, but you get the idea. By saving that money, if you've got it, instead of throwing it into a car, which is going to depreciate and go away, if you were to use this example and keep buying something else, like the Mercedes, you're just going to keep having Mercedes, and you're never going to have any extra savings. But in this case, with the Corolla, you would. Take a look at this. Most millionaires, this was a survey done, drive things like Toyotas and Hondas. They don't drive the Rolls Royces or the Bentleys or whatever it may be. Now, of course, I'm saying millionaires. Sure, people who have much more than that are driving those other cars. But you get the idea. If you want to think like the rich, you save, you invest, and look, you could end up eventually having a car with no car payment because you're paying for it with dividends. And in this case, what do you have? You have $32,000 in the bank, and you have a Corolla, and the Corolla is being paid for. That makes a lot of sense. I hope this has been helpful. I hope the videos that I point out that I have to help you get out of debt or invest or use credit cards wisely, I use them in educational purposes to get you to think differently about finances so you don't get stuck in the same rut that they want to keep you in so that you're always in debt. You want to get out of debt. You want to save for your financial future because ultimate freedom is financial freedom. I hope this has been helpful. Please like it if it has, And please subscribe and take a look at my channel page. I've got lots of videos that go back over the past year and more to get you out of debt and help you invest for your financial future. Thanks for watching.